London, 1960. Before you even open your eyes, your day has already begun. Somewhere across the city, intelligence officers are listening to radio transmissions, analysts are studying satellite photographs, and governments are making decisions that could determine the future of millions of people. The world is no longer recovering from the Second World War. It is preparing for a different kind of conflict, one that may never be officially declared, but is already being fought every single day. If one mistake is made, it could trigger a chain of events capable of ending civilization. And somehow, without anyone realizing it, you have become part of that invisible war. When you finally leave your bed, there is nothing remarkable about your life. Your home sits on a quiet suburban street where children play outside, neighbors exchange friendly greetings, and every morning seems exactly like the last. You pour yourself a cup of coffee, glance through the newspaper, button your coat, and step outside with your briefcase in hand. To everyone watching, you are simply another British employee heading to work. No one would ever imagine that behind your calm expression lies a carefully constructed double life. Every smile you give, every conversation you have, and every routine you follow has been designed for one purpose: never attract attention. That is the first rule of espionage. A successful spy is not the person who can fight, shoot, or escape impossible situations. A successful spy is the person nobody remembers seeing. Hollywood would later fill movie screens with secret agents driving expensive cars, surviving explosions, and introducing themselves with unforgettable names. Reality was far less glamorous. During the Cold War, the most valuable spies were ordinary people with ordinary jobs, living ordinary lives. They disappeared into crowds because they looked exactly like everyone else. As you walk toward the train station, hundreds of commuters surround you. Some are reading newspapers, others are discussing sports, while a few quietly stare through the windows as the train moves south across the English countryside. They're worried about deadlines, family problems, or the weather. You're worried about something entirely different. Hidden inside your briefcase is nothing unusual today, but before the afternoon is over, it may contain information that both NATO and the Soviet Union would consider priceless. A single document copied inside the right office could reveal years of secret military research, and somewhere inside the Kremlin, people you've never met are waiting for exactly that information. To understand why your work matters, it is important to understand the world around you. 15 years earlier, the Second World War had ended with victory celebrations across Europe, but the alliance that defeated Nazi Germany quickly collapsed. Former allies became rivals almost overnight. The United States emerged as the leading power of the Western world, while the Soviet Union tightened its control over Eastern Europe. Each side believed the other represented an existential threat. Nuclear weapons made another global war almost unthinkable. Yet neither superpower trusted the other enough to lower its guard. Instead of confronting one another directly, they competed in every possible way. Science, technology, economics, propaganda, diplomacy, and above all, intelligence. The Cold War earned its name because the world's two most powerful nations rarely fought each other on open battlefields. Instead, they battled in silence. Governments funded covert operations, influenced elections, supported proxy wars, intercepted communications, and built enormous intelligence agencies whose sole purpose was to uncover the enemy's secrets. Organizations such as the CIA, the KGB, MI6, MI5, the GRU, and many others became the hidden armies of this new conflict. Their victories were rarely announced to the public, but they shaped history just as much as tanks or fighter aircraft. Information quickly became the most valuable currency on Earth. Knowing what your enemy was building before it entered service could save billions of dollars and years of research. Learning the capabilities of a new submarine or radar system could completely change military strategy. Entire governments invested extraordinary resources into protecting classified information while simultaneously trying to steal it from everyone else. In this world, a single photograph could be worth more than a warehouse full of weapons. Your destination every morning is a place that perfectly represents this reality. Located on England's southern coast, the Admiralty Underwater Weapons Establishment appears quiet from the outside, but behind its secure entrances, scientists and engineers are developing some of Britain's most advanced naval technology. Here, researchers are improving underwater detection systems, designing equipment for submarines, and solving. As the train pulls into the station, the transition from the mundane to the clandestine begins. The routine of exchanging documents requires absolute precision, far removed from the dramatic handoffs depicted in fiction. A brief encounter in a crowded London park, a seemingly accidental swap of identical shopping bags at a bustling department store, or a quick drop inside a prearranged dead letterbox. These are the meticulous methods used to pass secrets. Every action is calculated down to the second, ensuring that even if counterintelligence officers from MI5 are watching, nothing appears out of the ordinary. Behind the scenes, the mechanics of the Portland spy ring rely on a sophisticated network of handlers. The stolen information from the naval base doesn't travel straight to Moscow. Instead, it passes through an unassuming businessman named Gordon Lonsdale, who is actually a deep cover Soviet illegal. From there, the data is encrypted and transmitted via high-powered radio equipment hidden inside a quiet suburban bungalow in Ruislip, operated by a seemingly normal antiquarian book dealer and his wife. This complex chain ensures that those stealing the secrets remain entirely insulated from the final destination of the intelligence. Yet, the life of a double agent is defined by a heavy, invisible toll. The constant vigilance required to maintain the facade eventually breeds deep paranoia, as every delayed train, unfamiliar face in the crowd, or sudden glance from a supervisor feels like the moment the trap finally snaps shut. In the shadow world of the Cold War, the clock is always ticking. No matter how perfect the disguise or how invisible the spy appears, history shows that eventually a single mismatched detail, an intercepted transmission, or an unexpected defection will bring the entire carefully constructed illusion crashing down.